So let's start with the third part of Jupyter. Now, using Jupyter notebooks, we have some magic functions. The developers have inserted predefined magic functions that make your life easier and your work far more interactive. You can run the below command to see the list of these functions. Note the percentage sign is not needed usually because automagic is usually turned on. So you can, if you want, you can use it, otherwise you can ignore it also. So this is how you can start writing your code. Now you will see a lot of options listed and you might even recognize a few. Functions like percentage clear, or percentage autosave, percentage debug, and percentage mkdir, that is make directory, are some one must have seen previously. Now magic commands run in two ways, line wise and cell wise. Now as the name suggests, the line wise is when you want to execute a command line, while cell wise is when you want to execute the not just a line but the entire block of code, that is the cell. In line wise, all given commands must be started with the percentage character, while in cell wise all command must begin with the double percentage. Let's look at the below example to get a better understanding. Now line wise, percentage time is time A is equal to range within quotes within brackets 10. In cell wise, double percentage time it and range 10. So this is how you can write your commands. Not just limited to Python, use R, Julia, JavaScript within notebooks. And the magic doesn't stop there. You can even use other languages also in your notebook, like R, Julia, JavaScript, etc. etc. Some people may like ggplot2 package in R. In ggplot2 generally is available in the R language, but it can also be used in the Jupyter and or in Python also. So using this for explanatory data analysis is a good idea. To enable R in Jupyter, you will need the IR kernel, dedicated kernel for R, which is available in GitHub. GitHub is a repository created by Microsoft. It's an 8-step process and has been explained in detail along with the screenshots. Now if you are a Julia user, you can use that within Jupyter notebooks too. If you prefer working on JavaScript, one should use JavaScript kernel. Details may be checked in the relevant documentation. So you can go to either JavaScript or Jupyter, wherever you want, whatever you want to use, you can go through the documentation of that. Note that you will need to have node.js and npm installed before being able to use this. Now interactive dashboard in Jupyter Notebook. Widgets are useful and easy to use. We know widgets are being used in so many languages, even in smartphones also. But before you go about adding widgets, you need to import the widgets package. The basic type of widgets are your typical text input based, and buttons. For example, you can see at the screen that is available, a screenshot. Example taken from the Domino Data Lab on how an interactive widget looks like. This is how this will be presented on your screen. You can see that how easy it is to work, and these are the cells which you are seeing where the cursor is moving from here and there, where some data is getting entered or some code is getting entered. Now keyboard shortcuts save time and become even more productive. You will see that there are so many shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts are available, and which definitely facilitates the user or the developer to work very, very fast. Shortcuts are one of the best things about Jupyter Notebook. When you want to run any code block, all you need to do is press Ctrl Enter. There are a lot of more quick keyboard shortcuts that Jupyter Notebooks offer that save us a lot of time. Shortcuts shown below are of immense use when starting. Now a Jupyter Notebook offers two different keyboard inputs, modes, command and edit. Command mode binds the keyboard to notebook level commands and is indicated by a gray cell border with a blue left margin. Edit mode allows you to type text or code into the active cell and is indicated by a green cell border. So you'll see different people. Some people are very comfortable with using the shortcuts on the keyboard. Some people are comfortable using the mouse or whatever way it is. I mean, in whatever manner you are comfortable, you can use it. Options are available. Jump between command and edit mode using escape and enter respectively. You can try it out. Once you are in the command mode, that is, you don't have an active cell, you can try out the below shortcuts. That is, A will insert a new cell above the active cell and B will insert a cell below the active cell. To delete a cell, press D, capital D, twice in this succession. To undo a deleted cell, press Z, capital Z. Y turns the currently active cell into the code cell. Hold down shift plus the up or down arrow says key to select multiple cells. Now all these are quite simple. I mean, you have to simply go through it, and once you are clear about it, you can start using it. When multiple selection modes required, you can say pressing shift plus M will merge your selection. F will pop up the find and replace menu. When in edit mode, press enter when in command mode to get the into edit mode. You will find the below shortcuts very handy. Control plus home to go to the start of the cell. Control plus L will save your work. Then as mentioned, control plus enter will run the entire cell block. Alt plus enter will not only run your block, it also adds a new cell. Control plus shift plus F, capital F, opens the command palette. Note that to see the entire list of keyboard shortcuts, press H, capital H, that means help, in command mode or go to help. Keyboard shortcuts keep checking this regularly as new shortcuts are being added quite frequently. Now, useful Jupyter Notebooks extension are a very productive way of enhancing your productivity on Jupyter Notebook. One of the best tools to install and use extension is NB extension. It takes 2 simple steps to install it on your machine. There are other methods as well, but I found this the most convenient. Install it from pip install Jupyter contrib NB extensions. So you can, by using this pip command, you can install that. Then next step is install the associated JavaScript and CSS files. That again is possible with this command which is mentioned here, Jupyter contrib NB extension install and -- user. Once you are done with this, you will see a NB extensions tab on the top of your Jupyter Notebook home, and voila, there are a collection of awesome extension you can use for your projects. Now this is the complete configurable NB extension. So you can go through this. Maybe you can find from the Google also and see that what all options are available, and you can use it. Now to enable an extension, just click on it. To activate extension mentioned below that are most useful. Code rectify if it reformats and beautifies the contents of code blocks. So you can do that. Again, you can go through all that which we mentioned in the previous slide and start using it. So you have to get familiarized with that. Like here it is being shown, but definitely the more you want to go it, you can go through the details of that. Print view, this extension adds a toolbar button to call Jupyter NB convert for this current notebook and optionally display the converted file in a new browser tab. Scratchpad, this adds a scratchpad cell which enables you to run your code without having to modify your notebook. It's really handy extension to have when you want to experiment with your code but don't want to do on your live notebook. Table of contents, this awesome extension collects all the headers in your notebook and display them in the floating window. So print view is another very good option available in the Jupyter. That is, this extension adds a toolbar button to call Jupyter NB convert for the current notebook and optionally display the converted file in new browser tab. Scratchpad, this adds a scratchpad cell which enables you to run your code without having to modify your notebook. It's really handy extension to have when you want to experiment with your code but don't want to do it in your live notebook. Table of contents. This awesome extension collects all the headers in your notebook and displays them in the floating window. Now, saving and sharing your notebook. This is one of the most important and awesome features of Jupyter Notebook. This feature helps avoid various complicated and longer route to achieve the desired one. Go to the files menu and you will see a download as option available. Now, like you are seeing on your screen, you can see that when you click on a file, you will see a download as, and then the arrow key will show you that okay, whatever you want to download, you can go to that. You can save your notebook in any of these 7 options provided. The most commonly used in either IPYNB file or so the other person can replicate your code on their machine, or the HTML one which opens as a web page. This comes in handy when you want to save the image embedded in the notebook. You can also use the NB convert option to manually convert your notebook into a different format like HTML or PDF, etc. You can also use Jupyter Hub, which lets you host notebooks on its server, share it with multiple users. A lot of research projects use this for the collaboration purposes. Now, Jupyter Lab, the evolution of Jupyter Notebooks. Jupyter Lab was launched in this year and is considered the evolution of Jupyter Notebook. It allows a more flexible and powerful way of working on projects, but with the same components that Jupyter Notebook have. The Jupyter Lab environment is exactly the same as the Jupyter Notebook, but with the more productive experience. So you can see that this kind of a screen will be available, and you can work on it and see the kind of graph and everything could be seen in this. Jupyter Lab enables you to arrange your work area with the notebooks, terminals, text files, outputs, all in one window. You just have to drag and drop the cells which you want them to. You can also edit popular file formats like Markdown, CSV, JSON with a live preview to see the changes happening in real time in the actual file. The long-term aim of the developer is the Jupyter Lab to eventually replace Jupyter Notebook. So this completes your Jupyter, which is a very useful, and when you will start working on it, you will really appreciate the power of Jupyter and the utility of this. Thank you.